So far in the Sabungin series, we have worked the langka atas, which is a stand-up style. We have concentrated on using the weapon in the attack typologies, both from the standing or reverse grip, the saksak or pakala. You have worked your rip or the cut, your peck or a thrust, and the tear. And now I want you to work the takedown styles. This is called the inside toe trip. Your reference position is generally a matched lead. In this case, right to right. I am utilizing my toe to pick or to trip or sweep my opponent. This is a common denominator amongst many of the stand-up silat systems that I have seen in Indonesia, Malaysia, and parts of the Philippines. They won't call it so much silat, they'll call it eskrima or arnes di mano, or suntukan, or panantukan, sekaran, but it's all essentially the same. You're working from a stand-up style, a sweeping, tripping, takedown method. And my teachers taught me with the toe initially. Right now, an inside toe sweep. This is common throughout all of the Indonesian archipelago in terms of Pencak Silat. I've seen this also in Chinese Kung Fu and in any of the other systems of warcraft that have any type of stand-up takedown. Is a common element. My teachers would say, all right, reference position, using your toe. Now, against a standard Western style, stand-up style, their legs aren't too far apart and their center of gravity is higher, which makes it a lot easier. This was prevalent in the jungle systems because of the slippery mud and wet environment. Jungles can be quite slippery. Also, this works in the ice environment, snow and ice, whether you're in North America or Northern Europe. Two things that come in handy to know, and this is again a standard tenet for all of this type of takedown. You must offset the upper body to relieve the dynamic pressure on the ground of his legs. That will relieve this pressure, which now means I can move his lower body in a sweeping motion. It doesn't have to be so much a takedown in terms of from this position, offset, and sweep him to the ground. You can or it's just to offset his attack enough to allow you to counter at his attack. Split seconds count in knife fight. And that's what this is all relative to, is knife or sword or stick fighting. Empty hand fighting is a last-ditch effort, or what you have to do if you're not armed. With your partner, you start from a reference position. You're using your toe to hook and pull. This will not work against the standard stand-up style when his offsetness has not been established. If he is set, there's no way you're going to pull this guy. That is why if you see the entries, if I go outside entry, this is a long parry, this is an over the bridge, I strike. Whether it's an empty hand or a weapon, that will offset his body. I can strike to his upper body, usually his scapula or shoulders, kidneys. You can hip check, offset more, and then you can sweep. Taking it down, now you can see your opponent is at a quite disadvantage if he does not know how to ground fight. And especially with the weapons, and again in the environment of slippery or wet or confined, this is a quite effective system. So they'll work it. Reference position, right to right in this case, using your toe to pick or to sweep or trip your opponent. Offsetting the upper body, whether I shuck his shoulders or scapula, or I strike his head, or I've stabbed him and cut him, or stabbed him again, and then you will maneuver his body from the lower position from there. My teacher showed me 3 variations. Just as there's 3 here, there's 3 here. These are the directions. I can take to my, in this case, if I use a clock method, to about 7 or 8 o'clock. That'll bring his head to me. I can use it to control or cut or hit or maneuver. Again, reference position, offsetting the upper body, taking him again out to about 7 o'clock. I can pull him towards me, turning it. See how I can use the knee drop to control and trap? This is a standing hari mao, or what they call matjang, tiger style. I can crunch with the beetle nut crunch. I can hinge it and control, knee and following up. Eye gouging, throat ripping, neck breaking. A lot of control from these positions. If from the standard reference position, I can go out on a 9 o'clock position. Offset, I can sweep them here to turn, or because I have more opponents coming. Again, this is minimum 3 opponents armed. You can work your entries, striking, 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 shifting, striking, striking, offsetting this upper body maneuvering so you can control his lower body. Control, pull. Now, I have trap, I control, go to this position. He's most vulnerable here. He can't use his arms or leg as appropriate as he could if I was facing him. Try not to be in this position. I'm quite vulnerable to a lot of his standard tiger attacks. He can kick you. He can do the same sweeps against you. And then now you have to worry about all these things. Kicking and maneuvering. A lot of times in the Silat systems, they have what they call kuda-kuda. If he's in kuda-kuda, he's in a low line. Here's your reference. This is much more like the Silat in Indonesia and Malaysia. They don't have so much a stand-up style. It's more of a Western influence. They're in a harimau, a matjang, a grappling, choking system. Breaking the fingers, breaking the balls. Whether you have a weapon or your empty hands. Again, working your contact or offset. I can take them at probably a 10 or 11 o'clock. That's where they'll turn. You can see the striking and control. Or they will sweep to escape and evade. Hitting, controlling, sweeping, running, breaking contact from your enemy. And remember, we are working from a reference position. These are your first positions, right to right or left to left. Offset, upper body, whether he goes back or forward or to the side, doesn't matter. The main thing is his energy is not grounded into the earth. Reference position, offset upper body, pull it at this angle. Release. Reference position, offset. Now take it out on more of a horizontal line and release. Reference position, offset upper body, take it mild forward. Whether I control or I release to escape and evade depends on how many opponents you have and what your circumstances are. Next, from this reference position, you have 3 specific lines of sweep. Now I want you to work connection. Again, reference position, so you have a body feel for this particular technique. Shin to shin, right to right. For instance, I might be in the midst of trying to sweep this guy. He's not fully incapacitated or injured. I might start sweeping, he might evade. What do? Let's stick with the same technique. I can prime it, offset, and sweep. You don't have to take it the whole way. You can for your single flow technique. But to work the connection with the area of the feet, we now work the flow. I will connect, offset, pull. I will connect, offset, and flow. If he comes forward, I can still connect, offset, and flow. Again, you can step through, I step in, offset, and flow. It's up to you how you want to work it. You can go back and forth from our reference position. I can say, I'll go 1, 2, 3. The reference position. He'll go. Now, offset 1, offset 2, offset 3. And this is the way you can work your timing, rhythm, distance, and accuracy with this toe pick. There are many ways you can get here, but this is your essential connection. This is where the clash will happen. This can happen from he attacks, and as I go to counter, my hand and my legs will clash. He can attack me. Oh, now we're in this position. I might kick him. Now we're at this position. He might kick me. Now we're at this position. And this is the styles that we're concentrating on for this particular exercise. Your inside toe pick. Use your toes to help sweep. If you're not too deep, you'll lose hip. A lot of people will try and raise their legs to get away. They'll raise it or escape, and you'll lose it if you do not have that cohesion with the toes. If I have that sensitivity, I use my shin, my knee, and my toes to help articulate this control. If he goes away and tries to get up, I can still stick to it. Get another leg, and take it from there. And you work your basic flow. Again, stand-up style. Inside toe pick from a reference position. Take him out at this angle. Take him out at this angle. Take him out at this angle. There are 3 angles of attack. Attach, offset the upper body, pull. That's all you need. It's called technique, not muscle. When you add the muscle, it's so much the better. Attach, offset. Again, these are strikes or hits or pushes, or with the weapon, you stab this person, offset him. Now I go off at a horizontal. You can see the wounds that are available. Spine, kidney, neck, face, and the cables of the legs to help hamstring. Or lastly, attach, offset, and take them off at a higher level. I can turn to control, or I can evade and escape. If he has a whole bunch of friends coming this way, or from behind me, I engage this guy, hit, sweep, and go. And that's how they will train you for your basic styles. That's your initiation. If we attach, we can work our connection. He steps back, I attach. He steps back, I attach. Or vice versa. I can step back, I can attach. So you both work the drill. I step back, he attaches, I step back, he attaches. He can step back, I can hit or offset more and sweep. He steps back, I can offset and sweep. He steps back, I offset and sweep. I can step back, he offsets, striking, and sweeps. He steps back, sweep, and sweep. If you also want to work from your Sabungin Volume 1, we'll work our entries. Outside entry, attach, sweep. Doesn't matter which hand. Outside entry, attach, offset, and sweep. Release. Catch and release. We want to work the technique. He strikes again. I can outside entry, work it. I can work our split entry in the same sweep, or I can work an inside entry. Controlling, hitting, choking, ripping. All these attacks will be coming out later. The main thing is you want to offset the opponent's upper body. Left leg, he attacks, entry, offset, hit him, sweep. Controlling, you can follow any way you want from here. Working your low line styles, because it can be slippery or you just fall down in the clash. Or if you're strong or you get lucky or it just happens, it worked. Upper body. And you work it. Inside toe pick. Inside toe sweep. Right to right or left to left. Offset the upper body. Always pull out the weapon, no matter how far it is. A couple inches or all the way down. He will get a reaction. You can control and deal with the consequences of his fall down. Be ready to follow up with your ground fighting techniques, armed or unarmed. Practice against the punch, outside, split, or inside entry. Control it. Right hand, left hand. Sweep it. You can see all the continuations. One begets another. Squashing the skull. Outside entry, control. Hit the kidney, hit the leg, sweep. Pull them towards you for fuller strikes, or truncadas, or your locks. You can take down as you go later. Finishing up, if you have a weapon, pull out and finish if it's necessary.